Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I bring you guys a brand new week of the WBE today. We are doing the semifinals against Aaron, Cybertron, Zheng, the Minnesota Vikings, taking on the Melbourne Rotoms. And for those who don't know, Aaron was the #1 seed this season, finishing just 9-1. Incredible. And he is a former US National Champion. And if we're able to win this one, we're actually going to be taking on a former world champion in Wolf Glick in the finals, as he is going to be advancing based on forfeit. This is going to be a pretty insane matchup here, and for those who are unfamiliar with the WBE, it is a draft league, and we're in the playoffs, and I'm down to the final 3 basically at this point. So let me give you guys a quick rundown of the team, because I did not do a team builder this week, and I'll give you guys a quick look. On Aaron's team, it's very top heavy. He's got G-Max Toxtricity, which of course has that G-Max Stun Shock, Excadrill, very offensive Pokemon, Primarina, good special attacker, Whimsicott, very good support mon, Gigalith, very good to set the sand, good in Trick Room, Noivern, Decidueye, Stoutland, Bronzor, Seeking, and Unfezant. I definitely anticipate him to try to bring something like the Whimsicott, Excadrill, Toxtricity, Primarina, Gigalith, and then potentially Noivern or Decidueye. As I mentioned, his team is very top-heavy, so things like Bronzor, while they could come, Seeking, and Pheasant, while they could come, they're not that big of a threat, generally speaking, although Seeking could be kind of annoying based on my team. Now, obviously, I have the option to bring Hail. I could try to fight Hail with Sand, but I'm going a different route, so I'm going to break down my team and tell you guys what I'm bringing. I'm bringing Bronzong. I think Trick Room's very strong against him, so I've got Gyro Ball, Body Press, and then Trick Room Hypnosis with the Mental Herb for Taunt, max defense, max HP. I've got Terra here, our Rhyperior, rocking that weakness policy, ready to take some hits with that solid rock. Under Trick Room, deals massive damage if the weakness policy is up. And I feel like, aside from Primarina, my opponent's team has a very difficult time with Rhyperior. So that's something we have to keep an eye on and try to utilize mid-late game. We've got Shell Shock here, bringing in offensive physical Blastoise with the Expert Belt, Liquidation, Earthquake, Fake Out, Aqua Jet. This thing is designed to max and deal massive damage from the physical side of things. A little surprising, you might not expect that, but I think it could actually put in some work. So we'll have to see if it can do the work. I think a key to this match, and probably the most important member of the team this week, is going to be our Serena. Serena is designed to deal massive damage in Dynamax and out of Dynamax with that Grassy Glide, Max Overgrowth. And then once the terrain is set up, I can Grassy Glide outside of the Dynamax and deal insane amounts of priority damage to my opponent. I've got Triple Axle for things like Noivern and Whimsicott, and then Zed Headbutt when Dynamax actually one-shots G-Max Toxtricity about 30-40% of the time. If he's not maxed, then we always knock him out. I've got a supporting Togekiss that's really fast here that can do some flinching with Serene Grace. I've got the Berry for the Excadrill, Follow Me, Protect. And then last but not least, we've got Java, the Rotom here with the Berry. Very bulky, very offensive. Thunderbolt, Blizzard, great coverage against my opponent if there's no Seeking with Lightning Rod. Will-O-Wisp to burn those Gigaliths, and then Ally Switch just in case I need to be fancy. If you guys are excited, hit that like button down below. This is it, dude. This is what it comes down to. If we can win this, we're going to the finals. If we lose it, our season's over. But either way, we're playing against one of the best players in the world. So it should be a good one. Aaron, Cybertron, Zheng, throwing down right here, right now. Let's get connected, and let's see who's going to come out on top. All right, so we're getting connected with this Aaron, Cybertron, Zheng. It's early, man. Me and Aaron are both like, oh my god, it's so early. He's got another tournament he's playing in today, so he's got a long day ahead of him. I've got content to make, so I've got a long day ahead of me. But it's this is probably the earliest battle I've ever played. I could not sleep last night. I don't know. Not because of this. I just couldn't sleep last night. But I'm ready, man. I feel like we've got a cool team. This team, I feel like my team really puts him in a weird spot where, like, his sand mode is kind of weird against me because I didn't bring Ninetales. I'm very concerned about Primarina. I think a lot of these matches are going to come down to that lead matchup. If I get the lead matchup right, and can I nullify that Whimsicott? Okay, he brings it. He brings Stoutland as well, so he actually went really hard on sand. So he brought Stoutland. Okay, so when I see this team, this is a lot of what I expected. When I see this team, my first thought is like, Rhyperior absolutely levels him, right? Like, Rhyperior under Trick Room is so good. In fact, he really has nothing outside of Gigalith. So, if I could figure out a way to eliminate the Primarina, Rhyperior can put in so much work. Off the top of my head, I also feel like I could see like a Toxtricity lead as well, as like a way to try to nullify that. So in my head, like, my main approaches to this match were definitely like Serena Togekiss, or like Serena Blastoise, or like Blastoise Togekiss, right? Because he doesn't really have a ton of Blastoise answers. And then Trick Room in the back. That was kind of what I was thinking. Trick Room is so good. Trick Room is so good here. So I think I'm definitely bringing Trick Room in the back on game one. It's just, what do I lead? Togekiss is kind of like a weird matchup, but it's not terrible. And Serena is really strong. So I think I'm going to stick to kind of my initial plan of Serena Togekiss with Trick Room in the back. That's what we're going to kick off for the first one. That was my initial plan. I think that's a really strong matchup against him. Now, if he leads like Whimsicott Toxtricity, that's where things get a little tricky for me because I have to try to like navigate around that because Toxtricity could get like really lucky rolls, paralyze me, just like be super annoying. So we'll have to kind of figure out how to deal around those stun shocks if he brings that and even maxes the Tox in the first place because he could just go for spread damage. So it's going to be Whims Excadrill, which I actually feel fine against. This is a pretty solid situation for me because I can actually choose to not even max and I can just attack the Whims and just triple axle it and try to knock it out right away. So I can save a max turn here, right? I don't even think there's any reason. Yeah, I think I just triple axle it and just like don't even max. I think I could just go for follow me. Just redirect that attack from the Excadrill. I didn't even see if it had Sand Rush, but I'm assuming it did. Yeah, we don't see Mold Break or anything. So I'm assuming, I should have been paying more attention, but I'm assuming that's the case. I think I just triple axle the Whimsicott here. If he tailwinds, it's fine. I have Trick Room in the back, so I'm like not super concerned, right? So let's go for follow me just to redirect a potential attack aimed at Serena. He can't use priority moves against me, but he can go for tailwind. And I should be able to knock out the Whimsicott here if I get this triple axle off, right? So I don't want to use my max yet because I feel like Rhyperior in the back is a really good max candidate. He is going to max his Excadrill here. I am carrying the Babiri Berry, obviously, which should allow me to live a hit from this Excadrill. You know, max Iron Head here, coming off a Life Orb. I mean, yeah, there is the chance, if he is Adamant, he does have a chance to knock me out. If he is Jolly, he's not going to knock me out. So it's just a matter of like what he's going to do there. I'm going to redirect. We should find out if he's Adamant or Jolly here. If he's Jolly, I always live. He's Adamant. There's a chance he can knock us out. So he's going to Steel Spike. Looks like this Togekiss or this Whimsicott might be going for an attack here as well. So let's see if we live this. We're going to tank that. Very much so Jolly. Very much so Jolly. Do we see? I don't think there's anything going on there. So he's got Iron Head. And no item or anything. Here comes the Moonblast. That's going to go into Kiss as well. Curious if we take this too. We actually take both, so that's clutch. So we get the Moonblast. And I need to hit 3 times here, and we should be good to knock this thing out. I hit 1 time, dude. And he's eject button Whimsicott. Okay. That's kind of annoying that I hit 1 time, like, to be honest. That's really annoying that I hit once. I needed to hit 3 there. Because now I gotta deal with Whimsicott later. And here comes Toxtricity. Okay. Here comes Toxtricity. So, I'm in kind of an interesting scenario. I have a really, really good matchup if I can get Trick Room up, but I have to get Trick Room up, and I don't really have the best approach to do that right now. So, I'm gonna click Follow Me, and he can just do a lot of different things here. I think I Zen the Toxtricity and hope for the best on that one. I mean, my play here to win this game is definitely setting up Trick Room and just winning with Trick Room in the back. So he's switcher reject button then. Okay, so I'm gonna follow me, and then I think I just Zen headbutt the Tox and just see if I can pick up that KO. Because he can't max it, obviously. I want to see how fast that Toxtricity is. So I'm just gonna follow me. All right, so he's probably switcheroo, so it's really good to know. Okay, and here comes the Steel Spike. So that's going to give him a defense boost. So I actually think he will live it, but I'm just looking for chip damage here. So that's fine. So Exca kills Kiss with Steel Spike. Okay. And let's see how fast I am here. Whether Serena's faster or if the Toxtricity's faster. Looks like he is going to run Sludge Bomb here. And he's going to pick up the KO. Okay. So he's got Sludge Bomb, which tells me that he's not he's not super fast. Alright, well this does give me the opportunity to set up my Trick Room, which is what we want. So, alright, Tox, KOs, Serena with Sludge Bomb. Alright, well, we've seen this before. I've turned games around with Trick Room in the back, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to Dynamax, and I think the play is to Quake into Toxtricity and just get rid of that thing. Although, having it sit there is, like, not an issue. I'm just curious, like, because he's getting defense boost. So, like, if I Quake the Excadrill, yeah, I think we Quake the Excadrill, actually. Because the Toxtricity is not really a concern right now at this point in the match for me. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm obviously going to Trick Room. His objective here is he needs to figure out, can he stop Trick Room at this point? He may have Taunt. Let's see. I'm going to Dynamax. I'm going to go for the Quake. Now, he does have +2 on Excadrill, right? So I have to be very careful of that, because the Excadrill is very, very bulky right now with 2 Steel Spikes. So if I'm max Quaking against him, and he's Dynamax, he's got +2 defense. I mean, I'm only doing half to him. I'm only doing half. But if he hits me first super effectively, then obviously I get my weakness pulse, then I'm dealing a significant more amount of damage. So let's see here. He does have max quake, and he's gonna get a special defense boost. And he is mold breaker. Okay, I am actually gonna live that, which is pretty big. I don't know if it's gonna matter. So we find out that he is mold breaker, which I should have been paying more attention to earlier in the game. It doesn't change my strategy. I was gonna make the same play either way. And he goes to the volt switch into Bronzong. So he's gonna stop my potential trick room. So this is a pretty bad situation for me. Bronzong with volt switch. Okay, so listen, that was not the first match I wanted. It's not a big deal. We got a lot of insight on his team. I found out a lot about what he had going on. And honestly, that kind of early part of the game did put us in a little bit of a tricky spot. Without having Trick Room up, it's going to be very difficult. He does have the Mold Breaker drill. Good to know. I wish I was paying more attention at the beginning, but that's okay. There's not a ton I can do here at this point because he most likely has Energy Ball on his whims. But we still have turns, so we're going to play it out. Because Tox can't really do much to me. Whimsicott is a thing, but it's not really a huge thing. To me, I think I could probably Rockfall the Whimsicott and just get rid of that here. Just in case he's not carrying Energy Ball. I am sitting at +1 SPDF. I mean, it's gonna be very difficult for me to bring this back at this point. Especially if Primarina's in the back. But let's get some insight on his team. See if he's got Energy Ball in his Whimsicott. You know, kind of get some insight there. Obviously, I have the weakness policy. It's okay, though. We just got to learn from that. like I said, I got a lot of insight as to what he wants to do. He's going to rock Tailwind. So he's got Tailwind. That tells me he probably doesn't have Energy Ball then. Because he's got most likely Switcheroo. Here comes the Iron Head. That's going to pretty much do insignificant damage. Activate my weakness policy. And now I have one more turn. I think in hindsight, if I had Quake the Excadrill there, that was the better option. Quaking the Excadrill. But we're gonna get rid of this Whimsicott here. So that's good. Riot kills Whims with Rockfall. Okay. And we saw Iron Head. We saw Tailwind, Moonblast. Moonblast, Tailwind. Most likely, I feel like that means he's got Gigalith in the back. My guess. So interesting. So Excadrill's not the Sand Rusher. Stoutland most certainly is. Did he bring Primarina though? Without Primarina, we can still pull this back. I don't have Earthquake, but if I can get it, if I had gone after the Excadrill there, I think we would have been a better spot. We know Tox is in the back, so what's the last thing? If it's Primarina, this game's over, right? Unless he misses a Hydro Cannon. But I mean, I guess if it's Stoutland, I mean maybe. It tells me he was scared to bring Primarina though. He really wanted to go Excadrill against me, which I'm a little surprised about. It is Prim, okay. So that means this game's over, which is smart that he brought Prim. Like I very much so expected that. So we're gonna Quake the Prim just on the off chance that maybe he misses a Hydro Cannon, in which case we could potentially bring this back. I doubt it, right? Because the Excadrill is most likely gonna just beat us with Iron Head flinching anyway, or just beat us with Iron Head in general. But this is giving me really good insight into kind of what team he's got and what's going on here. And I can get some, you know, there is a chance that he's got Hydro Cannon. That's his only water move. He might have Liquid Voice too, though, in which case, you know, he would obviously knock me out here. But it's good insight regardless. So we shall see. But it's okay. So heading into game 2 is what we really should be thinking about. I do still like my Serena option. I think Blastoise is really strong. There's the Iron Head again. And again, that does a lot of damage. That's going to definitely put us in a situation. And it is Liquid Voice, Hyper Voice. So I actually live that, which is incredible. Rhyperior is going to pick up another kill, but it's not going to matter. But it does give me the insight that he's got Hyper Voice on his Prim, and that's, you know, not like an offensive boosting item or anything. So Rhyperior kills Primarina with Hyper Voice, or with Max Quake. So I think the telltale sign here is if I had been able to get up Trick Room, I actually feel like I win, right? I actually feel like I had that matchup incredibly under wraps. So maybe that kind of leads us to a different approach for the next one. Right? So I'm thinking that we can do something cool with that. I'm thinking we can do something cool with that. So obviously, like, there's not a whole lot I can do here. I don't think there's any way for him to miss. I'll just Rock Slide on the off chance that, you know, somehow he chokes it. But Excadrill's gonna steal this one, so that's fine. Excadrill KOs Rhyperior with Iron Head. Okay, so I feel like my Trick Room mode is insanely strong, right? Like, I feel like my Trick Room mode is insanely strong. So the question is, how do I get Trick Room up? If I lead Togekiss Bronzong to try to set Trick Room, he can Switcheroo. No, that's not gonna work either. Because I can follow me. He can't taunt either. I guess he could prank, yeah, so he could prankster taunt. I guess, let's see. Is that the way? I gotta figure out how to get Trick Room up. So, maybe Blastoise lead. Maybe this time we go with the Blastoise lead with Serena in the back as a way to deal with that, because Blastoise looked really good in this matchup. So, I think I like that. I think I'm gonna switch it up. We've got physical Blastoise here. I think it could be really strong against him. I think Serena in the back is very powerful in this one. So I'm gonna go with the Blastoise lead. Blastoise Zheng maybe, because then I can fake out. But then if he leads Excadrill again, which I feel like he very well could, then that kind of stops that. Blastoise Serena was a lead I was very much so considering, because it stops a lot of the things that Whimsicott would do, and it gives me the versatility to like pick and choose one of the two things, like how I wanted to approach the match. And then Serena kind of covers a lot of things there. I really like Blastoise Bronzong though, because I could fake out if I need to, eject button the Whimsicott out, and then the Excadrill just beats me there. But it's at least pressured by Blastoise at that point. I mean, I could do Blastoise Bronzong, and then if it's not good, I swap out. But I think Serena's too good to not bring. I really feel like Rhyperior is so strong in this one. If I can get Trick Room up. But I have to get Trick Room up somehow. I think I bring... I'm going to try Blastoise Bronzong, Serena Rhyperior. I don't know if that's going to be the play, but we're going to try to make it happen, aren't we? We're going to try it out. I mean, this, like I said, that was not how the first game I wanted to go was. Like, that was not how I wanted that to go. That triple axle was a bit annoying, but either way, like, I was not able to get Trick Room up because he was Mold Breaker, and that's on me for not paying attention. I mean, I had a feeling he would have been Mold Breaker, but it didn't change the outcome of the match. There was nothing I was really going to do there differently. So how do I stop that? And does he lead Excadrill again? He does lead Whims Excadrill again, so he's just going to do the same thing. So this tells me, obviously I can't set Trick Room right now, right? I obviously cannot set Trick Room, but what I can do is I think I want to just max... I think I want to max my Blastoise right now and hit the Excadrill with a max liquidation, because it's not going to KO, but it's going to do so much. And then if he wants to, yeah, I feel like that's really solid. If I cannonade the Excadrill right now, I get residual damage, and then if he quakes into the Bronzong slot, I can just go Serena right now and take the hit, and then I stop any potential priority from the Whimsicott as well. And while Serena's still going to take a lot of damage from that, it's not going to be as bad. So, and it gives me a potential option to set Trick Room in the late game. Although I do really struggle in that scenario against the potential... I think I'm going to do it, but I really struggle against the potential Primarina late game. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to do it anyway because it'll stop the switcheroo if he goes for it. But this could really put me in a bad spot against Primarina in the late game. Let's see, does he Dynamax? He's going to max. Okay. So, he either Tailwinds, like, Steel Spikes, or I can see a Tailwind... Or I could see like a switcheroo, eject button into Blastoise with Quake, max Quake. Those are the two scenarios that I kind of envision right now. If I can keep Serena healthy here, that would actually be really nice though. That would be pretty nice. Because I really need Trick Room, I think. He did a good job there. I mean, Mold Breaker is like definitely a really good bring. I should have brought Shukaberry. I don't know why I didn't. I was really debating Shukaberry. Because I'm Levitate, but like it doesn't do anything in this scenario. I was going to bring Shuka, but I went with Mental Herb. But with Serena, I should have probably went Shukaberry. Because I think we would have probably been in... he's going to actually Helping Hand. Okay, so we see Helping Hand. So we really have figured out this set. And it's going to be Max Quake. Into the Serena slot. Okay. So Serena takes a significant chunk from that. Very, very big chunk of damage from that. But it's not the end of the world, right? Not the end of the world. That was a good middle ground play there. And I'm going to Cannonade, and he's actually Pasho Berry. Good prep, dude. Good prep. He's good. He's got good prep, man. I can't be mad. I can't be mad at that prep. It's a good play. And that's going to do, like, insignificant damage. Okay. I almost feel like I have to reveal the Quake right now. He takes Cannonade. There's no Sash in the Whims, right? We're going to just kind of whack that a little bit. I feel like I need to keep Serena around, to be honest. So I'm actually going to Quake... I'm gonna Quake the Excadrill for the KO, because that should KO. Let me just double check. It should though. If I max Quake, 50%. Yeah, we should KO. And then I'm gonna go back into Zheng here. I'm gonna go back into Zheng. And this is kind of risky, but I think I need to keep Serena around at the end. So, and we got our Cannonade up. And the Quake will give me a special defense boost, which will help us deal with the Primarina later. So that's kind of my logic here. And he can't go for priority moves against me. He's like forced to either Moonblast or Helping Hand me. Is he not gonna switcheroo? He may just Tailwind though. Like if I'm him, I think I just Tailwind here. Because then you set up the Toxtricity in the back. But let's see. He's gonna max guard. Okay, good play. Good play. And then he's gonna probably Tailwind. Yeah, here comes the Tailwind. So my Quake is not gonna help me here. So good prep on there. He's got Protect on his Excadrill. This is where I would love to have, whatchamacallit, ally switch, but that's not gonna happen. Okay. How do I get the most out of this? Well, I definitely need to Quake right now. I'm not super concerned about like Quaking the Excadrill for the KO because I have Aqua Jet and I'll pick up the KO against him later. So it's like, do I Quake the Whimsicott for chip damage and then just force it out into something else? Like if I Quake the Excadrill, or if I Quake the Whimsicott, this is not going as well as I'd like. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it's gonna do like 20%, but it forces him out. So I mean, I just don't see the point in Quaking the Excadrill at this point because I'm gonna knock out the Excadrill later anyway. I almost have to sack off Serena now. Or just go for the Trick Room. I'm just gonna go for the Trick Room. Nah. Not super thrilled about how this is going. He's gonna switch out. Maybe he goes Tox. Primarina, okay. I'm gonna get some damage off on this thing. And he just gets to Quake into my Zheng. I'm not gonna live this. What's that roll? That was not good. Let's see here. Bronzong, Excadrill. He gets a special defense boost, which is fine. I'm actually curious, what is that damage roll if he's Mold Breaker? And I'll get some damage off on the Primarina. I do like a solid 40. That's not bad, actually. So, yeah, so he's Pasho. So what is that damage roll? Max Quake? He must... I don't know what he... Like, why is that... Am I miscalculating something? Max Quake Adamant, max attack from Mold Breaker. Oh, it's a 50% roll. That's if he's Adamant. So it's actually a roll. It's not a guaranteed KO, which is pretty interesting. To be honest, that's actually a pretty interesting scenario. So okay. So here's what we're gonna do now. We're not completely out of this. You know, obviously we're not in an ideal scenario, but we're not completely out of this yet. I still have Cannonade Chip as well. I have Aqua Jet to knock out the Excadrill right now, which I don't know if he's going to expect. So I can pick up the Excadrill right now. So we're going to do that. And then it really comes down to, can I Grassy Glide the Primarina right now? Or is he going to knock me out with Primarina first? Because if he knocks me out with Primarina first, then I'm obviously in trouble. Right? So I'm just going to go for it and hope that maybe Excadrill targets the Serena and the Primarina targets the Blastoise with Moonblast, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, that was a damage roll. So I knew that should have been a roll because like my Bronzong against Jolly always actually 75% of the time. So my Bronzong 75% of the time lives that Earthquake when it's max from Excadrill, but if it's Adamant, it's like a different roll. So he's probably Adamant. Oh, I get the Grassy Glide off. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, we're doing it. We're really doing it. Okay. So he's got Whims left, and what else? Whims and what? Toxtricity? Tox. Okay. Well, I have Rhyperior in the back. If he doesn't have Moonblast, that could be really strong for us. Okay. To me, I think I got Earthquake. I think I got Earthquake. Or do I want... Yeah, I think I got Earthquake just for damage. And then... Triple Axle, the Tox. I mean, I have a special defense boost, right? So, a Triple Axle the Whims. That's the play. Aqua Jet Blastoise doing something. Blastoise in the back might be really strong if he's gonna max turn 1, because it gives me a fake out later in the game. So we're not out of this yet, but if he doesn't, I don't think he has Energy Ball. because we've seen 3 of his moves, and I'm assuming the last is switcheroo. So he's gonna Moonblast into Serena probably. He picks up the KO there. So I have a special defense boost, so I'm curious how much this single target overdrive is gonna do. It's gonna do a lot, but I have the boost, so wow. Ah! What's that calc, dog? What's that calc, man? Oh no! I was +1. +1. Oh no, I 1,000,000% live that. Wow, yeah, he needed the crit. He needed the crit. Single target crit though? Yeah, he needed the crit. Without the crit, I'm all over that. Okay. Okay. Alright, I mean, listen. Not much I can do there. It's just kind of the lay of the land sometimes. Alright, so I have to Rock Slide, I think, is my play here. Because I need to get rid of Whimsicott. So, yeah, I think that might be it for us. That might have been our season right there. That crit was big. If I live that crit, I get the Earthquake off, I kill Toxtricity, and we're assuming he doesn't have, yeah, he doesn't have Energy Ball. We're assuming that Rhyperior is able to seal the deal there at the end. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Sludge Bomb. That crit's gonna seal the deal. I'm not saying we were gonna win the whole set. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we had a chance, though. I mean, I need to knock out this this Whimsicott right here. I'm not even gonna come close. That's unfortunate. That crit's gonna seal the deal for us. Unfortunately, I don't have Earthquake. If I had Earthquake, maybe too, but I don't think it mattered. I needed to kill the Whimsicott there. So GG's to Aaron, man. We're gonna lose in an unfortunate fashion here to wrap up the season. Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes it swings your way, sometimes it doesn't. I didn't play the best I could have played for sure, and he played very well, so I can't be too upset about that. But I'll drop him a GG's. Good luck in the finals. And yeah, that's unfortunate, that crit there, because we could have at least had a game 3, right? If Blastoise lives that hit, gets the Earthquake off, it definitely KOs Toxtricity, deals the damage to Whimsicott, and then I have a Blastoise and a Rhyperior versus Whimsicott. I most certainly win game 2 there at the end, and then you know, we would have been able to go to a game 3, and you know, who knows what would have happened in game 3. I probably would have scrapped the Bronzong strategy, because it was very clear that that wasn't going to work very well. I would have been able to kind of handle you know, that Excadrill a little bit better, maybe approach things a little bit differently. So I'm not gonna lie, you know, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles. A little frustrated about that one. Again, I'm not gonna pretend like I played the best I've ever played, because I really haven't. But just to kind of give you guys some insight, that overdrive, assuming he's modest, max special attack Punk Rock, is doing, you know, max 90% on the +1 there. With the crit though, it obviously just blows right through that. So, because I did have that special defense boost. But either ways, GG's to Cybertron. Aaron, my man, he's a good friend of mine, so go show him some love. I hope you guys enjoyed this season of the WBE. It's unfortunate and sad that it ends this way, but like I said, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I can't be upset. We played very well this season. We had some ups and downs. We played incredibly well last week in the playoffs, or 2 weeks ago. But I'm excited because we are going to do WBE for Crown Tundra. It's probably not going to be for a while. I know people have been asking me. I would say more so expect the beginning of the year, you know, because I don't want to just throw out another season right away. But you guys got a tremendous finals match, Cybertron versus Wolf. I would have loved to play Wolf again. I really was hoping to do that. But it just wasn't meant to be this time. Props to Aaron. He played incredibly well. Show some love, guys. No shame in this one, man. I mean, I lost to a US National Champion, one of the best players in the world. How am I going to be mad about that? It's all good. Thank you again, guys, for watching. Thank you for supporting our WBE season all season long. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I do apologize for kind of getting mollywopped a little bit here at the end. But it just wasn't meant to be, man. You know what I mean? Like, we had some things not exactly work for us. I do want to, I'm also talking a little bit more because this is really the end of the season. I do want to look, though, like, so that Excadrill, man, he got the KO both times. Again, 75% to live if he was Jolly. If he was Adamant, then there was a 30% chance to live. So in both situations, Bronzong almost could have lived those hits. Like, we're not sleeping on Bronzong, who could have, I mean, I did set it up in a way that it could potentially live those Excadrill hits if he was Mold Breaker. It just wasn't meant to be. But that's it, man. I'm done. I'm done talking. I'm done with the season. I'm going to put this one behind me. Thank you guys again for supporting the Viking and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out this one right here. Otherwise, this one's pretty awesome too. Check out one of my videos, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.